The bathroom is a little dark and dingy, but the sink was the focus. And I'm looking down into the sink, and as I looked at the drain, I started to see blood. So I know right away, the horror film of where the blood just starts coming up out of the sink. It wasn't quite that. There was like drips coming from someplace, but I was really focused on the drain and the stark contrast of the white porcelain sink with red drops of blood. And it was a lot of blood. So it wasn't like drip. It started out with drips, but then it started to stream. It was vivid, to say the least. The next morning, I go to pick up my friend. Park in the driveway. I would walk upstairs. I usually go right to her bedroom. And I sat down, and she was in the middle of putting her makeup on, and I had to tell somebody. So I said to her, I had this crazy dream last night. And she stopped and looked at me, and I said, well, it was not my typical dreams. All of a sudden, I was dreaming about blood in a sink. Let me tell you how it went down. I'm looking into the sink, and I'm watching blood come into the sink from a higher spot, but I didn't know where. And then I described the sink for her. And she kind of paused and looked at me, and she said, did it look like the one in the bathroom up here? And I was like, I don't know. I've never really gone to that bathroom. Okay, so then she takes me through the hallway, and I start looking around. It seemed kind of familiar. And then she opens the door to the bathroom I've never been in, and she said, did it look like this? Yep. But I've never really been in that room for all the times I've ever been at her house. I know that's weird, but there was never a reason. There was a bathroom downstairs I used more often. And so then we go back into a room, and she said I had a horrible bloody nose last night, and I spent most of my time over this sink. What happened here?